everyone. Oh, what is that? Sorry about that, guys. Apparently, I was trying to play with green screen. All right. Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining. I'm going to give it a minute so people can get notified and pop in. We have another session of Ask Me Anything Thursdays, little coffee chats. I am actually drinking green tea today. All right. If you're watching the replay, thank you so much for taking your time out of your day to watch. If you are new to me, my name is Tina Marie. I'm a mindset and success coach for overwhelmed entrepreneurs. I help them build profitable business models and systems so they can make more impact and more income. All right. So we're going to have another session of Ask Me Anything. I don't have a particular topic I'm going to talk about, but I did get a few questions. But let's get some housekeeping out of the way. I'm super excited because next Monday is the start of the Employee to CEO Challenge. So in 5 days, I'm going to share with you the exact mindset and actions that successful CEOs and entrepreneurs use to run and grow their business day to day. These are common mistakes that people make as they start their business or they're growing their business. They fall into some employee mindset traps, and I am going to share which ones that you can start employing the day of. So each day will be a new topic, new mindset, and some actions that you can take to change that mindset and start reworking your business. So if you would like to sign up, here in the comments, you can sign up at profitproject.co/E2C challenge. It's pinned here on Instagram. It's here in the descriptions. And for you guys on Periscope, I will make sure, let me type that in right now for you guys. How are you guys doing today? I am all dressed up, and I don't know, I have no humidity here, actually a little bit. It is monsoon season, so my hair is going all kinds of Diana Ross on me. But let's start with questions. I have them here. Okay, so the first question that I received was, when developing a website, which matters more, ease of use and clean, simple look, or originality? There's no right or wrong answer. Hi, Brandon, thanks for joining. So there's no right or wrong answer here. It really depends on your target market and what your budget is. I'd say in the very beginning, do what you can do with your budget. Definitely try to hire someone else to do your website. You have enough on your plate. But I also know if you're bootstrapping or you're doing everything on your own in the beginning, sometimes that's not exactly optional. So when it comes to developing a website, ease of use and clean, simple look versus originality, it really depends on how you want to attract your audience, your ideal client, and where you're at. So, for example, definitely I feel like ease of use and a clean, simple look, meaning don't have your homepage super cluttered and don't make it difficult for your clients to find the information that they need. So if they need to find what your products and services are, make sure it's very clear where to find it on your homepage and your navigation menu bar. So if you have a shop, say shop, services, work with me, give them clear directions on how to find you on your website when it comes to ease of use. And when it comes to your homepage, make it very clear on what you do, who you serve, and how you do it. And what are the next steps? A book that I highly recommend, or I believe they have a podcast as well, is StoryBrand. That really helped me put my website together if you're doing it on your own. But those are the things that you need to know. When it comes to originality, your website should really reflect your brand. So when they come to it, it should be your brand colors. It should get the feel. So if you're more professional, corporate kind of feeling, your website should reflect that. If you are bright colors and that's their type of brand and brand personality, That's what your website should reflect. But in the beginning, just make sure bare basics, your website's very clear on what you do, who you serve, and how you do it, and clear navigation on your end up prospect looking for the information that they need. So I hope that answers your question there. Let's see. My phone locked, so I'm trying to find the next question. Okay, the next question I received was, how do I get comfortable doing Facebook Lives? I'm going to be honest with you. I challenged myself to do Facebook Lives or these lives Monday through Friday, every single day, because it was a challenge for me to get myself out there and be on video. I'm going to say, just start. As you do it more, you're going to get more comfortable and have more of a feel, and you're going to grow. If you had watched my very first live a few years ago, or even my very first live this year, it has definitely grown and changed. I still fumble and make mistakes, but most people, when they pop on lives, they expect that because you're live. Things are going to go wrong. But here are some cute tips or quick tips that can help you kind of get pumped up to do a live and be comfortable. If it's your first time or you're not really comfortable being on camera, it's very easy to get off topic or go on a tangent. So pre-decide what topics you're going to talk about before you go live. That way you're not worried about making something up. The next thing is think of 3 bullet points, 3 things that you want your audience to walk away with when they're watching your lives. And make sure you can have note cards if you need to, or Post-it note, and write those 3 bullet points. That way you can keep yourself on topic. And it's okay if people ask questions and you get kind of veered off. Having those note cards or having that postcard or Post-it note is going to help you stay back on topic or veer back, get back on topic there. So that's going to be a few ways. That way your audience is getting the value that you want to give, and you don't leave or forget anything out. Oh, and also always leave your lives with some kind of CTA, whether it's telling them the next time you're going live, or if some event is coming up. Like for me, I've been telling all you guys about my Employee to CEO Challenge, or maybe it's to direct them to your blog, or to book a consultation call, or go to your shop and buy a product because you just released a new one. CTAs doesn't always have to be salesy, but you always want to give them something to do to drive them back to your content or drive them back to you next time. Let's see. The next question I got was, how do I launch my new brand? I have everything ready, but I can't seem to be able to launch. Now, that is a mindset thing. It is scary to launch a new brand, a new business. It's very normal and human to worry about what other people think, or is it going to be successful? The thing is, you're never going to know unless you release it. Now, if you did your research and market research, you know you have a viable product and a viable brand already. So what I would do is, if you have actual physical products, have people test it out and help them spread the word when it comes to your brands. Now, it says you already have everything ready, but even if you have everything ready, or you are just about to launch your brand, give your potential audience, your ideal client audience, a sneak peek, the behind the scenes of you creating your brand. Like, hey, we just ordered some new logos, or like, I'm thinking product labels. Share that. Do a live on your Instagram or Facebook, or share a picture and say, hey, we're super excited. We're getting a new shipment in of my all natural products. Or if you're doing services, say, hey, I'm super excited. I just signed up for a new appointment software. I just finished up my website, and show them a little sneak peek and say, I can't wait to be launching my services, or I can't wait to be launching here. Look out for whatever date. Get them excited about your brand, and share the behind the scenes. So a little bit, for example, this is not so much about launching a brand, but when I was launching my book, it's very similar tactics that you can use. So for me, I was in the middle of writing a book, which I released 2 years ago. But I was a little scared about just putting my book out there. And I was having a tough time wondering if I should be on the cover of my book. So what I do is I posted on my personal Facebook page and said, hey, should I be on the cover of my book? This is what my book is about. I got a ton of feedback saying yes. So I was like, if I'm getting a ton of feedback and response and engagement here on my personal page, let me take it to my business page. So I took it to my business page and shared it and got engagement and feedback there. Then I decided that I want to bring my audience into the process of creating my book. I would share my Instagram stories and Facebook Instagram stories, snippets of me writing late night and doing edits. I've also involved my audience in picking my outfit for the cover of my book. And then I did a contest for anybody who pre-ordered my book, got to vote on the final cover of my book. Not only does that help your audience get involved in the process and get excited about your brand, you can translate that to your brand, not just a product launch. But that helps get that initial opening, consider it like a soft opening, getting people interested in your brand and business that way and bringing them in that process. That's going to get you more excited knowing that people are excited about your business and business and your brand, and you can have them share you out. It's like, oh, I'm super excited about my brand or this brand coming out. I can't wait to buy their products. So think about that. Think about bringing in your audience to help you share the word and share the process of starting and releasing your brand and launching your brand, I should say. One more question that I received was, I'm a new coach and I just created my website. I have a coaching contract, but what other legal paperwork do I need? Okay, so if you do not have this already, you're going to need a privacy policy and a terms of service or terms of use on your website. Don't just think you need forms and contracts just for your clients. You're going to need stuff on your website. I definitely recommend getting a lawyer involved. There are definitely law firms out there that sell templates. And what you really want to cover is if you have clients looking over or logging into your website, you want to cover those things. You want to cover what kind of data that you actually take from your clients in your privacy policy. For example, if they buy something and what kind of information are they going to get from you and how safe is their information going to be and how long you're going to store it. Definitely talk to a lawyer about the specifics for your website, but you definitely want to look into having a privacy policy and a terms of use on your website. Another thing that you really want to be clear in, you have a contract, a coaching contract, but you want to be clear on what coaching is in your contract. You definitely want to have that conversation before you actually have them sign and book services with you so they understand the expectations. A lot of people expect coaches to be very much like consultants where we give you direct advice, but coaches don't do that. So you want to be clear with your client on what coaching is and what they can expect in a coaching session. And you can definitely put that in your coaching contract. I highly recommend it. You also want to have a very clear cut refund or cancellation policy. Things are going to happen in life, but you want to make it clear cut what kind of refund or cancellation policy that you have. I can't tell you what works for your own business. It's really up to you. But for me, I allow my client to cancel the first session because, life happens, give them a slide. But the next time they cancel or a no-show, there is a cancellation fee or no-show fee. There is, I have different refund policies when it comes to either my group program or one-on-one, but you need to sit down and decide on that and put that in your coaching contract. Also, you want to talk about confidentiality. I abide by the International Coaching Federation Ethics and Morals, and all our sessions are not recorded unless I get specific suggestions or an ask from my coachee who wants copies of it, or he wants a copy of it. But you want to have a confidentiality clause in your contract saying what information that you're going to keep, how long you're going to be having that stored, and what you can share or not share when it comes to those kind of situations. So really, really think about that with your coaching contract. And some other legal paperwork you need. Maybe it's not your coaching sessions. Maybe you're selling digital products like ebooks, or you're selling courses. I know a lot of coaches do that. I do that. If they're purchasing that on a different website, you want to be clear about the refund and cancellation policies for that. That's all I can think of for right now. Coaching contract. You're going to want a group coaching agreement. And that's really dependent on your coaching business model. Everyone does it differently, but those are the main ones that you really want to have in place. But specifically those little things, you don't have to have separate forms for the coaching contract for those things. You can have that all in one. Another thing that's not necessarily legal forms, but I highly recommend to put in place in your practice, is having a solidified onboarding process. And you want to give them a welcome packet so they know. And the welcome packet could be just a PDA form saying there's a welcome letter. You're going to give them information how to contact you and between what hours, like what's your office hours, and the best ways to communicate, what you prefer. And give them information about other services that you provide, and then give them deliverables. What are you going to deliver within the amount of time for that service? This only gives it a extra boost of customer service, but it also sets that expectation up front, what your client's going to expect from you, and they have the information all there and they don't have to scramble and ask you questions. Have that already as part of your welcoming or onboarding process. It's going to save you hassle, because if a client's unsure about certain things and they don't have this information, it could get ugly in the sense of they're not happy with the service and they might threaten to take you to small claims court. And that is then a legal issue. So set yourself up for success. And other things, keep everything documented, all your communications, email files, the contract, keep that in a file for your clients in a safe place. If you have really personal stuff that's in the file, then you might want to look for a cloud software system, not necessarily Dropbox, but similar to Dropbox, where it is safe to have that information. All right, that was all the questions I received for this month. So I am going to head off. I have a couple interviews today. If you have not seen it, go ahead and go into my stories here on Facebook and Instagram. I'm going to be on Refashioned live interviews, so you can sign up. I will make sure to have that information for you guys. So I'm going to talk all about cultivating a CEO mindset. All right, I'm going to head off. I don't see any more questions here. And I will see you tomorrow at 9 a.m. for Financially Fit Fridays. Bye, guys.